2, Batista, and Johnny Hernandez, the local man. 21 riders do battle in a flag-to-flag race to decide the outcome of the Grand Prix of the Republic of Argentina. The man in pole position, Marguez, who won the race here 2 years ago, crashed out last year after a collision with Valentino Rossi. The final sighting lap. Let's let them get away and just have one last word with Dylan about the conditions. I think we're there now, Dylan. What do you think?
Well, it's dry at the moment. I'd rather not have to predict too far in the future. You know what, we do have dark clouds, but they have been hovering around for quite some time. So do you know what, fingers crossed it won't rain. But even if it does, the teams will be prepared. As you can imagine, the atmosphere not just is, well, quite tense, shall we say. The mechanics are going to have to be on their A game. The number 2 bikes are already fired up just in case there's any mistake with the bike on this warm-up lap. And afterwards, they'll have to be ready for that flag-to-flag.
We ride with Jorge Lorenzo, the clear visor, of course. This is down this long back straight, over 1,000 metres long, over half a mile long into turn 5. Certainly the track, we've seen, and you commentated on Moto 3 and Moto 2, looks drier than it has been throughout the afternoon so far. It's not how the track is now, it's just how it's going to be. 25 degrees centigrade. It was well over 10 degrees, even more than that, warmer on Friday. 29 degrees centigrade, the track temperature. Little bit of a breeze about. Does that keep the clouds away, or does that blow them in? We are about to find out as we ride with Andrea Dovizioso.
Yeah, you're going into this race with a different mentality, a different mindset, knowing already you've got to stop for a flag-to-flag. It's a very unusual scenario for these riders. Laps 9, 10 and 11, they're the ones to keep an eye on. You've got to come in, as you can see on that caption at the bottom of your screen. The race has been declared dry. It's a 20-lap race. They've all got to come in and swap bikes at the end of laps 9, 10 or 11. Just to quickly remind you, if it does start raining, then race direction will throw the red flag. If it's considered to be too dangerous, and all the riders will enter the pit lane, then there will be a restart. We'll come to that, though, if that eventuality is required, because the riders coming to the grid for what is about to be a really dramatic, nail-biting 20 laps.
Yeah, it's not like a Mazzano situation where the riders have to make a decision. The only decision they have to make is when they come in. Do the teams decide that? Do the riders decide that? Scott Redding didn't give too much away, really, did he? So here we go. Round 2, the MotoGP World Championship here in Argentina. It's flag to flag, and they are away.
Oh, Valentino Rossi had a wheelie off the line, then he got a rear tyre spinning. Rossi's getting swamped on the run down to the first corner. Lorenzo's got the whole shot. Iannone almost tags the back of Marquez. Iannone runs wide. He runs Dani Pedrosa out 2 into the marbles at the first corner. Lorenzo leads from Marquez. Valentino Rossi trying to pick up ground. Maverick Vinales got a good start. He's already up to 4th place.
Well, I was a lucky man, Andrea. You know, and it definitely touched the back of Dani Pedrosa and pushed him very, very wide indeed. Andrea Dovizioso. We ride with Jorge Lorenzo. They come onto the back straight for the first time. Who's got the grunt? Who's got the power? Who's brave under the brakes into turn 5? We're about to find out.
It's the Ducati power that's enabled Andrea, you know. Andrea Dovizioso rather hit the front. Valentino Rossi got a real poor launch off the line. He got a wheelie, and then as the rear tyre dug in, it spun up off the grid on the dirty part of the track, and Rossi has done brilliantly to come back into 2nd place already ahead of his teammate Jorge Lorenzo. Dovizioso leads on the Ducati. Andrea Iannone's back down in 8th place after that very early tangle with Dani Pedrosa.
They're down at turn 7 and 8. Dovizioso still leads the way. Dani Pedrosa tries to fight back, but Rossi closes up on Dovizioso. There's Marquez. Look at Vinales up the inside now of Jorge Lorenzo. That little dip, turn 9. Now down towards turn 10. And the fast left-hander at 11.
Lorenzo's being really super cautious. He got the whole shot down into the first corner, but he's being swallowed up on this opening lap. Lorenzo now back down into 5th place and under real pressure from the fast-starting Hector Barbera.
We ride with Valentino Rossi through turn 13. Momentarily upright, then tip it into 14. 2nd place. Dovizioso crosses the line in the lead. Rossi right behind him. Marquez. They've opened that tree up, just opened up a little bit of a gap. Rossi sniffs up the inside of Dovizioso and thinks no. Marquez closes up on Rossi.
Who's right on Valentino Rossi's back wheel? It's none other than Marquez. Here we go. We're on board with the Spaniard through turn number 2. He's chasing the Italians, Andrea Dovizioso and Valentino Rossi. Lorenzo came over the line in 5th place. He's still in that 6th place under real pressure though from Hector Barbera. Valentino Rossi won't be able to slipstream that Ducati down the back straight. Look at the legs that the Ducati's got on that Yamaha. Pulls about 5 or 6 bike lengths. No way for Rossi to attack down in turn 5. Cal Crutchlow and Aleix Espargaro have crashed out. It's come up on our monitors here. Crutchlow and Espargaro crashed out of the race.
Well, not even 1.5 laps gone. We're in 1.5 laps now. Jorge Lorenzo is coming under pressure from Hector Barbera. He made the whole shot. He is struggling. Rossi closes up on Dovizioso once again. Marquez seemingly quite happy to watch just from behind. Well, this is familiar territory, isn't it? Rossi and Dovizioso going at each other like this.
Aleix Espargaro and Cal Crutchlow have rejoined the race, but the man who's really struggling is Jorge Lorenzo. Got a good launch off the line, but he just can't run the pace at the moment. Is he being overcautious? The reigning world champions Marc Marquez lines up Valentino Rossi down to turn number 13. Rossi's the master of the late braking move. No way through for Marc Marquez. Rossi closed up on Andrea Dovizioso. Marquez, what an onboard shot that is from Rossi as they flick it left through turn number 14. Over the line, Dovizioso leads Rossi from Marquez.
Up the start and finish straight. This is where Marquez crashed at the end of qualifying yesterday. We ride with Valentino Rossi. Once again, Marquez closes up on him. Round turn 2, up towards the left-hander at turn 3. Vinales is absolutely flying at the moment in 4th place with Iannone behind him.
It's getting pretty tight between Marc Marquez and Valentino Rossi. Jack Miller's a man on the charge. Jack Miller is up to 7th place. He got ahead of Hector Barbera on that previous lap. He's now hunting down Jorge Lorenzo, the Australian. Yamaha just hasn't got the legs of the Ducati. Can Rossi get in the slipstream and get close enough to move out and make a brave move down at turn number 5? He thought about it. No, Dovizioso is so good late on the brakes.
Rossi did think about it, but Dovizioso strong on the brakes. Don't forget, if you just tuned in, if you've forgotten, I had, because I'm so excited what's happening in the front. This is a flag-to-flag race. They have to come in at the end of neither 9, 10 or 11. And while they fight it out at the front here, the